Washington football addicts, baby. Let's go. Washington football addicts. We've been repping for years. Always keeping it real. It's Rod, Steve, Devin, Phil. We talking about latest deals and what goes on the field and happenings with the team. So listen if you a fiend.
What is going on, Washington football addicts? It's your boy Rod, and we are back with Pod 85. And as always, you know how we introduce the pods. I pass it to the professor. Phil, give us some knowledge for Pod 85.
Pod 85. Y'all thought it was going to be Don Warren, but no, it's going to be Henry Ellard, wide receiver for Washington. Played for us from 94 till 98. Although we really don't count 98. He was only with us for 2 games before we released him. I always look at Ellard as being a bright spot in kind of a rough time. We were rebuilding under North Turner, but he flourished. He went 3 straight seasons where he went over 1,000 yards. Just listen to these stat lines real quick. 74 catches for 1,397 yards, 56 catches for 1,005, 52 catches for 1,014. All those seasons, he averaged about 18 yards a catch or more across 3 years straight. That's impressive in any era. And I think that people forget how good he was, considering the fact that the quarterbacks throwing to him were Heath Schuler and Gus Frerotte and a little bit of Jeff Hostetler. You're talking about a guy who produced without great quarterback play. And I will say this is why I go to compare to a current receiver, Terry McLaurin, a guy who's producing without great quarterback play. It can be done, and the greats will make it happen. So Henry Ellard, shout out to him. Loved watching him as a kid. Dude was a baller. I mean, he was in his mid-30s and putting up those numbers with us.
I appreciate it, man. Good intro. And we got Andy Burrows chiming in from the UK. He waited up to 2 a.m. to watch the stream. So shout out to Andy, man. Really appreciate that, man. Steve, he said give your wife her headband back, man.
Man, what's up? Can't go friggin' burgundy hand. I got to get I'm ashamed to wear the Chase one now after last week.
Well, you guys know this is one of the Enemy Intel podcasts. So we try to find podcasters across the league, get them to join the show, and give us some feedback about their team. See, we all know about the Washington football team, the team we love, and we're trying to get some insight and some feedback from our enemy intel. So we're going to introduce Mikey V to the pod from True Blue, a New York Giants podcast. So, Mike, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Yo.
What's up?
I can't hear y'all.
You can't hear us now? Can you hear now?
Welcome.
No, you hear me now because we're going to be loud.
Oh, he's
technology.
He heard us before we went live. He can't hear us now. Let's see if I could remove him and add him back. Seeing if that worked. Can you hear us, Mike? Uh-oh. He dropped off. That happens with live technology. But that's fine. We're going to get him back on. You guys can talk about the Giants. I mean, before Mikey comes back on and we get him back on, how do you guys feel about this week 2 game? And Dev, I kind of kick it to you. It's early now. I had said myself on Twitter that it's kind of a must-win game for us. Do you feel that week 2 is must-win?
Yeah, it's a divisional game. We got off on a pretty bad foot, at least defensively, been out of position. This guy. Yeah, I would say that this week is a must-win.
Oh, my goodness.
Go ahead,
must
Mike.
Win for who? Must win
for
for
both
who?
of us. For both of us, honestly.
Oh my God.
You don't think it's a best win?
I think it's a huge must win. I just want to know why you guys have a guy that has a nickname Philly on your squad here.
Yeah.
His name's Phil.
My name's Phil. That's why.
Philly, man. What's your last name? Use that.
Delphia. No.
Trust me. My last name may get me in trouble. I'll explain some other time.
Yes.
My last name may get me in trouble.
It is pronounced a little bit interestingly.
Was it Hitler or something? What could your last name be this terrible?
Go ahead. Now, Phil, you open a can of worms. You have to give the man your last name now.
My last name is pronounced
Snyder.
Racial slur.
See?
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Oh,
Niger. So yeah,
Yeah.
live television. I
Oh,
guess.
it is. Yeah, I just thought about that.
Is
Damn.
that really how it is pronounced, dude? Holy
Yes.
shit!
Wow.
I always
All
use the
right.
soft G.
I feel like
Yeah,
Dave
see,
Chappelle.
see, whenever
choice.
I'm really
Good choice
liking
going with Philly.
Yeah.
see,
Right.
Good choice
Yeah.
going with Philly. So yeah, Mike, again, thanks for joining us,
Okay.
man. Looking forward to tonight's pod, and we're gonna roll right into the next question. How the hell did you become a fan of the New York Giants?
Well, man, I'm sure you guys are from the area of the Washington area. I hope you are. I am from about an hour north of East Rutherford, New Jersey. And it was Giants or Jets, really. And luckily for me, in 1986, the Giants won the Super Bowl, and that was all she wrote. The Jets were never relevant, really, in my earlier years. And the Giants won 2 Super Bowls when I was, 6 and then 11. So, I mean, that's all you really need being a New Yorker. So from then on, it's been all big blue for me, man.
I hear you, man. So you're not a current. Well, you're not necessarily. You are a current fan, but you came through the Phil Simms and the Hostetler era, I guess.
I came through the Phil Simms, LT, Otis Anderson, Hostetler, Stephen Baker. Those were my childhood heroes. And then, of course, in my 20s, we
Meggett.
started ripping it up again. Meggett. Yeah. In my 20s, we started. And I actually, I'm sure you guys have the same kind of thing, right? When you had like Mark Rippon and that Super Bowl, and you had the Doug Williams years, and you had the Rippon years, which is right kind of next to the
NFC
those
East
Giants
was
teams.
a monster division at that time. I'm from Connecticut, man, so a lot of my friends
are
are
you?
Giants fans. But my father, my fan story, he grew up in Georgia. His high school colors burgundy and gold, so that's how I ended up liking the Redskins / Washington football team. Now, fucking shit, that sucks. I hate saying that.
I live in Connecticut.
I want to ask you a question. How the hell does
Western
your fan
Connecticut.
base feel about our name? Like, is it a joke?
Dude. Yeah, huge joke. Actually, actually, you know what? I kind of think the fan base has all the NFL has almost taken to the Washington football team better than what I heard. I guess I heard the 8 options that they're weighing, like to be, or this one of them's football team, and the other 7 options are horrendous.
No name but team.
All of them. So, and one of them's the Guardians, which is what Cleveland Indians are changing their name to.
Yeah.
So
no,
that's going to be interesting, man.
that's not happening.
Steve, because we broached the topic, Steve had brought it up. He believes that the 8 names released are kind of just a Trojan horse, and none of those
Really?
are actually on the ballot, which would make sense.
Really?
Because I think they're still trying to trademark a name.
I
So
think it's going to be Fast
names-
Blacks, but nobody wants it.
He says that
The
every
fantasy
time
team
it's not
name.
going to be the Fast Blacks. Do you see what we have to deal with? Do you have to deal
It's
with
good.
idiocy like that in your fan
It's
base?
got to be, dude. I deal with Giants Twitter every day. Yes, I do.
Are you a Knicks fan, by the way?
Yes.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you got 2 Knicks fans.
You
right
got
here.
2
There's
Knicks
3
fans in this
Right
pod.
there.
I'm not one of them.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah, I'm
Knicks,
from Kentucky though. I'm from Kentucky, so
All right. Well, we got
Louisville
Kevin
guy.
Knox.
I'm a Louisville guy. Forget those guys. I don't.
Oh, geez, no, you're a Louisville guy. We got
We got
Knicks,
Knox quickly.
Yeah. Well, Knox is
Coaching
from
staff.
Kentucky. Is why I said that.
Yeah, quickly too.
Yeah.
And
You
our,
got,
our fellow Washington fan from across the UK, he's a big Celtics fan, so of course he had to give his shout out.
He also had to say Red Wolves. That's why I'm ignoring him.
It's gonna be red something, right?
No.
That's what we would.
Rednecks.
That's what I would like. I would like that. Like, if anything, I want to go back to hashtag HTTR instead of hashtag Washington football. Like, you need a fucking degree in psychology to type out your hashtag when you're drunk. I don't like it on Sundays. It drives me nuts. I hate doing it. So yeah, we need to do something much better than that. Can't live with that. So, Mike, I want to ask you your thoughts. So we're both starting the season 0-1. We know how you became a fan of the Giants. But how do you feel about your Washington, about your New York Giant football team after week 1? And you kind of said when we first started, this is a must-win game. Do you truly feel that?
Horrendous. Yes, I feel horrendous, and I feel like this is a must-win game. I feel that Joe and I did predictions. We went through win, 17 games, and we both had the record at 10-7.
Okay.
And someone asked me today, what do you think the Giants' record is now after week 1? And I said, oh, well, talk to me on Friday, because if we start 0-2 and we lose to, no offense, a backup QB and, a fairly shitty offense, we are really shitty. And then seeing what had happened in week 1, like the Saints looking legit.
Wow.
Mhm.
Right. The Cowboys looking really scary. The Eagles putting up points the other day. Like, wait a minute, we got to play all these teams now. Obviously, we got to play Tampa Bay. We got to play KC. Same schedule you guys have.
Yeah.
So, like, holy shit! Now all these games are going to be blowouts if we're really like this, if we're really playing like this. So I feel very bad. I feel very bad.
It's making me smile because I'm pretty sure we all feel the same way. Like,
right.
It's amazing. You go into week 1 with so much confidence, 10-7, 9-8, 11-6, whatever the hell you think you're going to be. You lose one game and the house of cards just comes tumbling down, and you're like, we're going to be horrible. I hope that's not the case. And
Sky's always falling, bro.
So
yes. This guy, who's Andy Burrows, man?
He's our friend from the UK. He's the host of the DC Tweet Team podcast. Shout out to Andy from the UK across the world.
He's literally fucking up at like 3 a.m. watching us.
Probably eating spotted dick, by the way.
But he's right. Offenses are both pretty bad.
Yes.
I was telling these guys, listen, this could be almost one of those, like, for either one of us, actually, could be one of these, we won, everything's back on track, but not really, because we're so bad, both of us, that whoever wins is going to have like this artificial confidence boost. If we win, it's, we beat a backup QB. If you win, you guys beat us, who basically never have a winning record for the past however many years.
4 games.
Like,
we've never
whatever.
beat Daniel.
We haven't had a winning
Jones.
4 games.
And then Daniel Jones is 4-0 against you. So
he's co-owner.
Basically, whoever wins and whoever loses, I think it could be unfortunately a little like artificial, because we're still probably not that good.
I think expectations can be tempered if the final score is close. If it's a blowout on either way, like if the Giants blow us out, I feel horrible. If it's a close game,
we can't even lose by 1, bro. We can't even tie with them.
Hey, we'll get to the score predictions at the end of the podcast, but yeah, it's what a fucking time to be alive. Week 1 and we're already wanting to blow our damn brains out because our teams suck and we look pathetic, and the other 2 teams look competent. So
how do you feel about your quarterback situation, though? Like,
horrible.
But like even before the season.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Jersey, man.
Right,
I'm not even lying to you, bro. I feel exactly the same way I did in week 1. I felt no either way between Fitz and Heineke. I feel the exact same. Like my expectations are the exact same. It didn't go up or down for whoever was quarterback between those 2. I thought it would, but I honestly feel like after watching the game, like Heineke probably will do better than that guy, just because he's mobile.
Yeah. You think that? How was the quarterback battle in camp for them?
There wasn't one.
No, there wasn't.
There wasn't a battle. Yeah, they didn't have a battle.
Fits the job pretty much. Like they announced that would be a quarterback battle. It wasn't. There's no way. It just no.
I never understood the logic in having a young quarterback there and bringing a guy in to battle him out. If you're bringing a guy older than him in, he should be the starter, or don't bring one in.
Is there a group of fans that wanted Heineke as the
starter? 90% of them.
Let me tell you how Heineke has a hive, right? He has a hive. All your celebrities have their hives that will not let you talk bad about their Jesus. In our case, it's Taylor Heineke, because he did play way above expectations in the wild card game. So people immediately went to this whole, look, he's Tom Brady. Oh, look, he's Kurt Warner. I'm like, look, you're going to starve hunting unicorns. Okay, there's also reasons why this guy's been cut by 4 different teams before he got here. He's 27 years old. He's not like he's a young guy. He's been around for a little bit, bouncing around. Now,
Tannehill was too.
Well, no, Tannehill went from one. Tannehill's on his second team,
but they were calling him washed though. They were like, he's a backup on Tennessee, and Mariota was garbage, and he was put on the team to back up Mariota.
Now, here's the thing I'll say about Heineke. I hope he proves me wrong. I want to be wrong. I just when the guy we brought in and paid $10 million to be our starter and be a stopgap until we got the guy of the future in the next draft or in free agency or whatever. When he's laying on a field with a hip that's knocked out of its socket, and there's a group of fans going, "Hey, Nicky," right after he's down.
That happened. This is real life.
This happened.
Yeah, man. Damn.
We
It
are
makes me.
scumbags.
Here's the thing: I probably would like Taylor Heineke more if it weren't for his fans,
This is how it
because
is
his
in
fans
DC.
make me not like the guy.
This is how it is, Mike. We always have quarterbacks that are just like right here.
Right.
Instead of having your starter franchise and then the dude, we always have guys right here. But we got a question from another Redskins Hub. How do you feel about your first round pick, Daniel Jones, 3 years later? And how about Dave Gettleman? And is he there if Daniel Jones becomes the next Mitch Trubisky? What do you say?
Mitch is better than Trubisky. Look at the last year's stats.
Hate him, no. Bad,
Say that again?
Hate him, no.
All right. Fair enough.
Mitch is pretty good if you look at his numbers.
Not good when it counts.
I like Daniel Jones. Like, do I feel good about the first round pick, Daniel Jones, 3 years later? No, I like Daniel Jones, a player. I don't like what we've done to him or what we've made him, what we've given him, surrounded him with the play calling we're giving him. We're not letting him air it out. I had this conversation for the last, I don't know.
You're not happy with Ingram and Galladay and the other receivers you got? You got way more than we got.
Yes, I'm saying for the last 4 days, the conversation has been the play calling was so bad. Galladay gets 2 even targets in the first half and then gets 3 or 4 targets like in the last 5 minutes of a blowout. Why aren't you using your weapons?
This sounds so familiar.
Yeah. So
we're having the same argument.
Yeah, and that's what happens on teams when they baby the quarterback or they baby the offense a little bit. So I think they're a little scared. And what happened with Eli, bring it back to Eli Manning years and in his early years, was that he was a turnover machine, a lot of picks, a lot of fumbles, couldn't run. But he took chances, he took risks, and he led to, he was up there. He was always in the top 5 to top 8 in touchdown passes and yards because they let him throw downfield. So you took some of that good with some of the bad, and you had winning records and you had Super Bowls and that sort of thing. This guy, they haven't took the reins off him to let him do that yet. They haven't let him throw downfield. They haven't done any of that stuff, and it's hindering his performance. So him as a player, I think he's fine. I think he can play. I think he's a starter in the league, but we're just not doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, good comment from WFT Chris McD. So Haskins was supposed to be tied to Jones, and in 5 years, who turned out to be the better pick. And
don't answer that, man. Are you smoking weed, bro? Like,
no, listen, I know a ton of. I'm from Connecticut. I know a ton of Giants fans, and they all went apeshit ballistic when Jones was picked over Haskins.
No, I get that, but I'm talking about now. Like,
no,
it's obvious, right?
No, that's what he's saying. He was supposed to.
Yes,
but yeah,
I think that the Giants.
Oh, my bad. You're right.
Wouldn't they for some reason loved Daniel Jones, so he was their guy. So they went up and they drafted him earlier than anyone expected. So they liked him better than Haskins. So it was straight up like it was pretty obvious him versus Haskins, right? We knew he was going to be a QB, and I mean, sure, is he better than Haskins now? Yeah, but still on losing teams. Daniel Jones is 8 and what? I mean, he's got 8 wins. I mean, it's not like he's got anything to write home about.
4 of them are against us.
What up, Mr. Who? What up, Mr. Who? Thanks for joining the stream.
So we have our resident shit talkers in the stream, but what plays it called when DJ fumbles to the other team? Why so many excuses for him? I don't think there's any excuses for him, man. I mean Mike's being realistic with his assessment of him.
Daniel Jones does a lot with his feet, and I was actually saying right before that fumble he hasn't scrambled once. He has 0 rushing yards. And last year, first 4 or 5 games, the dude was our leading rusher. And he was with that one play that he fell down. You guys know that play. And he's very fast. That's a weapon for us to at least use. And I was like, where the fuck is this scramble? And he scrambles, and it was going to be a big pivotal play in the game, and he fumbles. So, like I was saying, those are going to happen, but let it open it up a little bit, and then let him grow a little bit. Does he think Eli will be in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. What the hell are you smoking?
Yeah.
I was typing my own response. I said, I'll let Mike just answer it. Yeah, Eli is going to be a Hall of Fame. I mean, 2-time Super Bowl champ.
Hell yeah.
He's probably
quick shout out to
passing records too for the Giants, doesn't he?
He's like in the top 10 of every NFL category.
Yeah.
First ballot.
Ooh, now that's a good question.
I guess I wonder who is he going to be up against from his retiring class?
That's a good question. That's a good
Our month,
question.
16 years or some shit. So
it'll be who he's up against. So who will pull votes from him?
Quarterbacks who win Super Bowls typically get an easier route in. No,
they do.
Plus, he's a pretty he has a lot of notoriety. People like him.
First ballot. I do think he's first ballot. I do.
I think he'll be a first ballot. Yep. Hey, got another question from Andy and Mike. How do you feel about Jason Garrett? Giant friends can't stand him. So obviously you saw him with Dallas. You probably hate him for years like we did, and then now he's your offensive coordinator. How do you feel about him?
I mean, listen, if sometimes you don't know behind the scenes who's actually pulling the strings and calling the plays, and if Joe Judge is influencing how the offense is called, but the offense is horrendous. It's very stagnant. The play calling is not good. We got great weapons, and this is week 1, but last year we had injuries, so the excuse is give him 3-4 weeks with all these weapons and see what happens. But if week 1's any indication, horrendous, not using any of these weapons. We got $72 million Kenny Golladay out there getting 2 targets. There's 2 shots downfield all game. One was on a free play because it was an offsides or whatever on the defense. So yeah, right now the whole world hates Jason Garrett.
Yeah, and you pretty much talked about injuries, and you got a lot of weapons. You're not using them. So next question, the banner's at the bottom, is Barkley, you think he's ready to play? Is he going to be a true force tomorrow, or is he just going to be a hollow player out there again?
Well, this is the thing. We're going against your best unit, which is the D-line, right? And Denver was the same thing for us last week, was the D-line. So Barkley had, I think it was 10 carries for 24 yards or 10. So he got that first game action, got hit. He never had any really long runs. He had a bunch of cuts. He got a bunch of gang tackles. So maybe he felt game action for the first time in a year. So that hopefully did something to him. So now he's a little more comfortable. But I'm not looking for him to do anything crazy against your D-line. That's not what we're going to expect.
Another thing also on that, to piggyback on what you said, you're right, it is our strongest unit, but the thing that – who did y'all play last week?
Denver.
Right. They have so if you get behind, that dictates how much you run. Like Washington may not have enough firepower to get 25, 30 points, so you can kind of stick with the run a little longer. If that game was close and not a blowout at the end, maybe Saquon, say gets 10 carries, gets 17 to 22 carries, it might look a little different. And
it could.
That's the problem we have here. Like, and plus Gibson's going to give you 2 of them, and he likes to fumble.
We're going to play the same game, guys. We're going to play the same game. Ball control. Who can control? We scored 7. I mean, we scored 13, the Giants, but it was a garbage touchdown run by Daniel Jones with the last play of the game. So we scored 7 points, and it was like a 40-something yard pass to Shepard. They broke a couple tackles. We scored 7 points. The offense we couldn't get them off the field either. Bridgewater was making 3rd down conversions, 4th down conversions all over us. Couldn't get them off the field. So ball control was a big problem. You got to run the ball, right? You got to run the ball effectively to set up the other stuff. I don't think either one of these offenses are potent enough to say, "Oh, get ahead, and then we're going to run more, or we're going to pass to get ahead." It's going to be the over/under is 40 or 40.5 or something like that, right?
Yeah, Steve, you tracking?
I got -3. It's the number. It's going like this. It was 4.5. Now it's 3. So if it's 3 in DC, it's a pick 'em. Technically,
yeah.
If you go Vegas,
Fitz is the deciding factor, I guess. Strange times we live in.
Damn.
Yeah. Hey, and goes just to circle back to the Eli Manning Hall of Fame. So right now the class looks like Drew Brees, Antonio Gates, Gore Peterson, and Witten. I don't know.
No way.
I'm not sure if Witten hang it up. He didn't hang it up, right?
No, Witten did, and he came back.
I'm gonna give it to
him.
him.
Hang it up. He's
not
okay.
playing
So he's
now.
going to be 2026. So I think it's Peterson, Gore, Brees, Gates, and maybe who else? So it'd be tough.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
He'll get in. He'll get in.
I think he'll get in.
So,
He might headline that, man.
They all
Be real
retired the
honest.
same year. They all retired the same year.
That's crazy, right? It's super crazy. So we got a comment in the question. So you can see the banner asking, your thoughts about the Washington football team. But
Yeah.
Fred, I love it. I love when Fred gets off the fair weather and becomes a fanatic.
I'll say the same thing I told Fred, is if you look at your guys' schedule to our schedule, last week, I'm way different last week than I am this week, right? This week, I'm much more skeptical. But last week, I was like, I'm not scared of these quarterbacks on this list. These 17 quarterbacks we're facing, I'm not scared of them. I'm not scared of Jalen Hurts. I'm not scared of Teddy Bridgewater. I'm not scared of Fitzpatrick. I'm not scared of, like these guys. I'm scared of Mahomes, Tom Brady. Now I might be scared of, am I scared of Jameis Winston now? Maybe. But like, I'm not scared of most of these quarterbacks we're facing. Now I'm really not scared about Taylor Heineke. Like we're playing Ryan Fitzpatrick's backup. Like, if you think about that, tomorrow night is gonna be like, we lost Ryan Fitzpatrick's backup.
Yeah, I mean, look at it this way:
if we lose to Ryan Fitzpatrick's backup, fuck.
Tell you what, man. If we usually do a post game podcast if y'all lose, or when you got to come on at least talk your shit or take the talking shit.
Oh man,
God.
Chargers guy came on our podcast on the post game, and man, it was like he was giving us hell, man. He felt better about our team than us.
That was the craziest thing.
Okay,
that was a fucking. If there was an epiphany moment, that was it. Like, the Giants are facing Ryan Fitzpatrick's backup. Like, fuck, man, that dude doesn't put fear in anyone's heart.
It just changed my whole final score and everything. I was like,
that's what I'm saying about like this artificial W. Like, say we win, right?
Take it.
Giants fans, we're 1-1. We're gonna take it. Don't worry. But like, it's like, all right. It's like almost like giving us one. That's how it can feel like. But it probably won't, because a win's a win.
Well, we lost that last game, and Tyler Heineke was not the reason we lost. He actually was one of the only 2 or 3 bright spots. Just like the playoff game, he wasn't the reason we won. He was actually the bright spot. So I'm thinking,
how the Chargers beat you?
Man, basically because we
gave him the ball at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, we gave up a bunch of first downs, 3rd and 17.
Yeah,
and shit like that. Like,
they were 14 out of 19 on 3rd down. In multiple of those 3rd round plays were 3rd and long being 11 yards or more. Like,
Heineke, I think, scored every possession. I think he's got a field goal or a touchdown every possession until the very end. Right? Did he only?
No, we
only had about 20-something minutes.
Yeah, but you see, here's the thing: they were marching up down the field.
Right,
they were marching up down the field alive. It was
36-23. He scored a touchdown and 3 field goals with him in there.
They scored. Here's the thing: they went a couple different drives without scoring anything because our defense tried to play that whole bend but don't break thing.
Hey, Mike, you want to come over to the Washington football team, man? We like you. Come over.
Yeah, right. Yeah, only if you bring back Schneider.
You wouldn't. Oh, he's still there, buddy.
He's there,
and his wife.
I'll switch teams with Schneider's wife.
Fitz's backup is better than Fitz. So old man popped a hip out already. Yeah, maybe, perhaps. We'll see.
We should all be so lucky. I'm gonna pull mine out like working at General Motors. I mean,
this is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. Win, lose, or draw. I'll tell you what's gonna happen. Heineke is gonna scramble for some crazy shit, and so is Daniel Jones. So they're both going to make plays like that they shouldn't make, because this game is like a minor league game. So that's going to happen. Scrambling wise, I don't know what's going to happen passing wise. I dare Heineke to throw it, because I
see. Here's the thing: if the Giants fan base is like, "Oh, we're just facing Ryan Fitzpatrick's backup," see, now I want Heineke to do well. I really want.
Heineke's going to do well. That's not going to be the problem. It's going to be the problem is Juice guarding Galladay. Like that's going to be a problem if they don't fix that, man. Like,
William Jackson
can't keep putting the rookies on. You put a rookie on the wide receiver for the San Diego. He lit your ass up every 3rd down, and you're gonna put a rookie on Galladay, and he's gonna light your ass up. I mean, it's not. You gotta. If the Giants are smart, I would just throw at Juice all day long, man. Like every play, just like the Chargers did.
That's the one thing I don't.
That's what I would do.
To be completely honest, I see it as a tight game that goes either way, or I do see the Giants winning by like a double digit. I don't think the Redskins, or I don't think whatever you call yourselves, are going to be able to put a double digit victory on.
Phil's the only one contractually obligated not to say it.
Yeah, I'm the only one contractually. I am actually contractually obligated not to say the R word in reference to the current team.
It's tough, man.
Dude, we are so cheesy as a franchise. We have fan ambassadors now, which we love because Phil's one of them. And then the team tonight announced that Thursday is Pride Night at FedEx Field, and they're like
Beautiful.
they have 30.
We're gonna have 53 of them on the opposing sideline.
30.
Speaking of switching teams,
30.
Oh.
30 but here's how we fumble things so much. Somebody, Stevie WFT tweeted that we have Pride Night, $30 tickets, and then like 2 hours later, the team's like, oh, it's also Latin American like Heritage Night as well, and $45 tickets.
They great say
what?
They great come to Washington Pride, man. I can see it coming.
God, man.
but are they going to allow the headdresses in? That means this.
No,
No, those are banned.
But you can say it's part of the Pride night.
Boom.
Or the
See, I would troll the shit out of them if I was still in DC, brother. I would.
Like some YMCA type Pride.
There you go. Yeah.
Man,
There you go. What if you just had the village people? You had 4 guys. You had a cop, a police officer, firefighter, and the Indian. And the head, you're like, hey,
And a construction dude, right?
Or everybody just show up dressed as the Indian, like, oh, I thought you were coming as a cop. Well, we're here now. So.
We're just the village people.
Yeah.
Oh man. So Dev kind of alluded to, Benjamin St. Juste, the rookie, going against Kenny Galladay. Is there anyone else that you know of on our roster that you can perhaps exploit with your either offense and or defense game plan for?
The kicker.
Yeah. Taylor Heineke. Like I said, I dare this dude to throw. Our best unit is our secondary.
Okay.
Is Bradbury, is
God.
Peppers, yeah. So is Logan Ryan, Adoree Jackson. So like our best unit is our secondary. So I like, even though Teddy Bridgewater worked our linebackers like terribly the other day, like embarrassingly bad with a little soft zone we were playing. So our linebackers need some work. Blake Martinez is a tackling
Same
machine.
here. Ours are bad too. Don't worry.
Blake Martinez is a tackling machine, but it doesn't matter if it's a 7-yard gain and make a tackle. So
that game plan we had against the Chargers might actually work on this game. That's all we did the first half was just
that's all we did too. That's all we did too, and we couldn't even make it work. We couldn't even get that right.
How did you do down there? He threw to wide receivers and tight ends a whole
I
game.
said in the first half, Dave.
Oh yeah. You're right.
So I guess this is an internal question from WFT Chris McD. I guess I'll ask Steve. I haven't heard this, but Taylor Heineke's helping.
I heard it. It was at his press conference yesterday. So they were interviewing Taylor, and he was like, "How do you feel being the starter? You got no first team reps." And he was like, "Listen, I've been with Scott for almost 5 years now. We understand each other. I understand the offense. He knows what I can do well. He knows what I'm not good at, and I think that we have an understanding that he's going to try to maximize, what I do good versus what I do bad." When he's calling plays on Saturday. So that's what he was talking about. He said it yesterday at his press conference. So I think it's a good deal.
It explains so much that the quarterback who's been with Scott Turner for 5 years is the only quarterback that Scott Turner knows how to do an offense for, because this offense only opens up when Heineke's under center. We saw things that playoff game that we didn't see all season before that. We saw things in the second half of the Chargers game that we didn't see in the first half with a different quarterback. Like any other quarterback, he plays it really safe for some reason. But Heineke, he'll let him go. And that's why I made the joke that when it comes to this offense, Heineke is the tailor-made man, because he's the only one that seems to be able to make this offense open up.
But hey, Mike, one of the players that I think the New York Giants should exploit on our team is Charles Leno, our left tackle. If I'm not mistaken, Leonard Williams plays on that side.
Yep.
He should eat him for breakfast every play. So it should be just like last game where our left tackle's getting blown up every pass play. So
I would
you got
think
that in your favor.
Yeah, I would think that just because of the tendency of Heineke to, his short pass routes or whatever
He can run too.
He can run.
He'll actually put it up.
Yeah,
he'll put it up.
He can run. I feel like the game plan is gonna be stack the box, dare him to throw. So if we could get some blitz packages in there, Leonard Williams or whoever else, I'm all for that. I'm daring them to throw over. I'm daring them to throw into the secondary. That's what I'd like. That's what I'd like to see. And then the other side of the ball, Nate Solder was so bad, right tackle, that he's probably going to get moved because he was so bad. And then obviously we got problems on your D line, so I don't want to talk about that because Chase Young is a bad boy.
He is, unless he's playing with Sean Slater or backup.
Listen, it was one play that the DN spun the guy around and they paused it and it made it look like they were blocking each other.
Okay,
right?
I was going to ask you, what is he talking about? Because I have no idea.
It was one play like the DN like chipped him and he turned him around and like the running back was right there next to the tackle and they were like blocking each other while the DN came in. And
I saw that they were blocking each other. I saw that, man.
Yeah,
it wasn't as bad as the Ravens where they fucking
paused it.
Did you see the Ravens last night Monday Night Football where they pulled both sides of the offensive line and ran into each other? That was incredible. So at least it's not that bad.
Week 1, man. It's week 1. And another thing, I don't know, again, you guys can help me with what on your side of the ball, but Saquon Barkley didn't play a single snap in the preseason. Golladay was hurt all preseason. Kadarius Toney didn't play a single snap in the preseason. So you're playing these guys, these week 1, it's their first time, your first contact, your first 100% live game. So there's got to be some growing pains there. I hate taking the loss, but if
the Chargers already busted that myth last week against us, so they played 0 starters in the preseason and came in and they did well. But
I'm just grasping,
Kadarius Toney was a guy in many mocks that was mocked to our team. I don't know if you know that or not, but they had him coming to Washington. First pick
with the first round pick.
Yeah, first round,
19.
Yeah.
And we got him 20.
Yeah, it was right there, very close.
Yeah. We traded back.
So he's intriguing. We did a lot of reading on him. We did some studying. Florida, very shifty guy. Kind of reminds me of Jamison Crowder a little bit. But it should be interesting to see how he does.
Yeah, he came in the game he was on 5. He played 5 snaps, 2 in the first half, and they were jet sweeps to him. So he came in, got the only gadget play that everyone knew was coming right to him. Gained like 3 yards, and then he was in for 3 snaps when it was a blowout. So I personally think he might not be 100%.
Yeah.
Based on that, there was no kind of report on it or whatever. But for him to be so used, and even the play that he got, and he gained a couple of yards, it was wow, this guy's not moving as aggressive as we'd like to see. So I think he might not be 100%.
Okay, I'm looking at his stat line right now. He had 2 receptions for -2 yards. So is he over or under that?
Well, I think he had one bubble screen for negative something, like 5 or 6 or 7, and one for positive. Yeah.
I'm just busting your balls, man. I gotta. If I see
you don't have to, dude. I bust my own balls. I haven't felt my balls in a couple of days.
So you talked about Chase Young earlier, and I know that he probably does scare. He's probably the largest name that we have on defense. But is there anyone else that scares you either offensively or defensively with Washington?
I don't know, man. I don't really think so. I guess McLaren, he can, he can open it up. Like I said before, Bridgewater carved us up on some bullshit, some slants, nothing crazy. So if McLaren's going to get in there underneath the linebackers or even into the secondary, dude's fast, right? I mean, he's probably one of the fastest guys in the league. So that's the other guy on offensively because we couldn't get off the field. Your time of possession was bad. Our time of possession was probably even worse.
Wow.
And it was 3rd down, just like you're describing, same exact scenario. And it was all not dink and dunks, but 7-yard crosses, 10-yard crosses to their tight end. Who's it? The Denver tight end. Tall dude.
Noah Fant.
No, Fant. No, another dude too. Maybe it wasn't a tight end, a receiver.
Cortland Sutton.
No, because Judy got hurt.
Judy got hurt. Yeah, I'm not sure.
It was another tight end-ish type of guy, but maybe he's listed as a receiver. He's got, and it wasn't the same guy every time either. He split it up. So I know you have a couple little weapons in there. So, and I love your tight end, by the way.
Logan Thomas.
I love him. He's a fantasy tight end of mine, by the way.
I want Logan. Listen, man, my last name is Thomas. The fucking moment we get a legitimate team, I'm buying this jersey. Why not?
No kidding. Absolutely. That's amazing.
He's light skinned dudes stick together, man. Probably got the Drake out. He gonna buy it while listening to Drake.
Exactly.
Now all you need is Phil to get a guy with his last name, and you get his jersey.
Touche.
Hey, we got a couple fans who say y'all better fear Troy Apke. I don't know if you know who Troy Apke is.
Well, if he's AKA Jason Sehorn, then he's either some white dude who did really well once and then faded away and is too slow to play.
Yeah, he's the only white corner
who's really fast, and that's all he is.
Yeah.
He's the only white corner in the NFL since Jason Sehorn.
Yeah.
So there's some not not some. There's people butt heads about him because he's a nice guy. He got his place on the team because he's a really, really good special teamer, but he's really bad at. He was a safety by trade, and they kind of shoved him over the corner. But everyone's like, "Why did you keep this dude?" And we cut a really good cornerback to keep him because he can play, safety, cornerback, and special teams. So Troy Apke is a very there's a lot of controversy surrounding him.
So you got this dude, Troy Apke, over here. You got the rookie over on the other side.
St. Juice.
Troy don't play.
But they don't play. Like St. Juice isn't a starter either.
It's Fuller and William Jackson.
St. Juice basically starts. St. Juice basically starts because he plays.
I thought you guys were tricking me here. The name of these guys are trying to get me off my game. I'm like,
well, St. Juice plays a lot. Benjamin St. Juice plays a lot as a rookie because he's a 6'3" corner and he likes to play press coverage. So he's very physical as well. So they've been getting him a lot of playing time because he can do things. But they had him on Keenan Allen and Mike Williams last week, and that's not exactly a great way to debut is having to face those two.
Right.
Yeah. Barbecue chicken.
And he says, "Don't worry, we didn't throw Terry the ball. Yeah, we didn't throw Terry the ball till almost halftime. I think for the first one play.
Same thing with Galladay, dude. You have to use your weapon. When did Fitzpatrick get hurt?
Second quarter.
Yeah, he had 6 pass attempts for 13 yards.
Oh god.
Heineke had 117. Was it 17 for 20 or something? I'm not looking at it.
He went 11 for 15 for 120.
Right. I mean, they scored. I looked. The only time they didn't score was once. That was the end of the game. They scored every drive.
What was the final score? 27,
16.
20-16.
They scored every drive, at least a field goal, man. They missed a field goal. That's the only one they didn't score on.
I mean,
no, we held a couple punts.
He only scored 16 points. So. Hey, you would have beat us. I don't know. You would have beat the Giants.
Right.
So
Chargers, the Giants don't have Derwin James. No.
Peppers and Ryan, man, that's a good combo.
Yeah, Ryan.
That sounds like a steak you get at a Mexican restaurant, bro.
Ryan forced a fumble and a half. One kind of got overturned that probably shouldn't have been overturned, but it was called on the field one way, so they couldn't overturn it. But Ryan forced 2, basically. So that dude's an animal. So I love our secondary. I want Heineke to throw it 11 for 15 for 129. Don't scare me. Try to push that. Make it even more. So, any big plays there for that 120? Or they're all 10
touchdown pass. He let us down on a touchdown drive.
That wasn't a big play. It was 15 yards.
Yeah.
He had Terry. Terry had a long one for 30 yards. That over the
37. Yeah, 37 yarder. It was an insane catch too. If you go back and look at the highlights,
I saw that. Kind of upside.
That was dope. In the Matrix, man, because I thought that was an intercepted ball. And then
we all did.
I'm like, holy fucking shit!
Wouldn't have counted anyways because we got a flag.
Hey, Mike, before we get off predictions, Mike, I got to ask you about one more player because Logan Thomas is my favorite player on my team right now, and I just love the tight end position. For you guys, we have bad linebackers who can't cover tight ends. I will stand by that till they show me otherwise. Yeah. Tight ends can exploit this defense every day and twice on Sunday. Yep. You have Evan Ingram, who's been known to drop a ton of balls, still made the Pro Bowl.
He's hurt.
You also got Kyle Rudolph from Minnesota. Now, I heard Evan Ingram is battling some injuries.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the deal with him, or is he going to be in? Is he going to be out? Or what's the deal?
He's not going to play.
He's out.
No, he's not going to play. I'd be very surprised if he plays.
Okay.
Especially because of the short rest. And then Rudolph is an old man, bro.
He is.
He dropped a big ball too.
Okay.
Ertz and Witten get us every year, bro. They old as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have an offensive line, so they can wait. And
I will tell you, from all the games I attended at FedEx Field, I used to be a season ticket holder, so did Rod. Giants always showed up. It was always 50-50. This is supposed to be a new era. We'll see what happens. I'm dying to see how many blue jerseys are going to be in the stadium on Sunday because it was always 50-50 every time. Doesn't matter.
Are you going to the game, Steve?
No, I'm not going to the game. Not till the Dallas game.
I blew it, guys. I blew it big time.
Yeah.
It's a Jewish holiday tomorrow, so we're off. Well, I'm not off of work, but it's going to be very slow, so I could easily have taken off of work. The Yankees are playing the Orioles during the day in Baltimore.
Oh, you could have had a doubleheader.
I blew it.
Man.
You can still call out tomorrow. Just don't show your boss this pot or anything like that.
Too much. I got too much. I got too much shit. Blew it.
Oh man, so let me pull that banner back up. Then we'll kind of run around the horn. Mike, we'll save you for last since you're the guest of honor. But Dev, what's your final score? And
before I talk to Mike,
these
man,
are getting written down. Don't worry.
Before I talk to Mike, I had us winning, man. But now it's like shit. Guess what though? I still got us winning. No. I'm gonna go. The good guys win 20-14. Good guys.
14. Okay. 2014. Any stat predictions to throw up there, or just a score?
Heineke goes for 350 just because you said he's crap. He goes for 350.
I'm gonna turn off my camera so I can't be associated with Deb for that statement. Don't look at my face. So Phil, what's your predictions, brother?
This is gonna be a close one, but in the end, I see Burgundy and Gold winning 23-19. I think it's gonna be one of those odd scores. It's gonna be a lot of field goals, probably a missed extra point somewhere in there, a safety. It's gonna be weird because that's all Giants Washington games dating back to the mid 2000s. They always ended these weird scores and weird things happen. Even last year, it was weird things happen. Like, Kyle Allen committing 2 turnovers that led to 2 touchdowns, or us having to come back from being down 20 and then blowing it because Alex Smith throws the ball to receivers who have already fallen down. Weird things. So I see 23-19 us. If you want a stat prediction, Antonio Gibson goes for $110 rushing.
All right, Steve, I'm going to jump in before you since you and I were both evil last week. So we talked about Daniel Jones being 4-0 against us and being a co-owner of the team, but I think things are going to look a little bit different tomorrow. Not really. I think Daniel Jones is going to have 422 yards passing with 3 touchdowns against us because our defense still isn't gelled yet. If week 1 is any indicator, I have the Giants beating us at FedEx. Daniel Jones moving to 5-0, and my final score is Giants 27. I'll get Mike back on, but Giants 27, Washington football team 16.
27-16. Okay.
So
you got us losing again?
I do.
Man,
I do.
Somebody kick Rod out of here, man.
Hey, man. I'm trying to not be a homer like I always am. So Andy's saying I'm on the pipe. He doesn't believe me. No, Andy, I'm just trying to be realistic. So I'm the dude who would always say that the Washington football team, Redskins,
yes,
will go 12-4.
Oh, I hate that. I hated that shit. You know that, Rod. Every year, Rod was like, "We're going 12-4." I'm like, "Shut up, we're not."
Yeah, listen,
13-3. No, we're not.
I'm trying to be realistic, man. Mike, I'm not sure if you can see us right now. It's saying your devices aren't connected, so I can't add you to the stream.
You just got to connect your mic and your camera.
Yep.
Look at Fred. 31-3 Washington football team. There's the man. There's the man.
So help us out while we're waiting for Mike to kind of reconnect, because I do want to make sure we close this out correctly. With
he
Mike.
hit me up. He said he had the Giants losing. If anybody from the Giants, listen.
Yeah, right, man.
He said, "Man, I don't want to show my face, but I got us losing by a lot to you guys."
So everyone watching, the viewers, put your scores in. We'll flash them on the screen. If anyone gets it right 100%, whether you ride them, you love them, whatever. I have a Ryan Grant autographed jersey, and I'll give it to you for free. I'll ship it out at my cost to your house if you can correctly 100% get the score right. And a tiebreaker would be some sort of stat line closest without going over, I guess, or under.
Yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
Here, I think he's trying to get back in.
I think he's back on now. So, Mike, you got us, brother?
You kicked me out right before my score prediction.
No,
I told him what you sent me, man, that the Giants were going to lose by 30. I told him. He ain't got to do it.
All right, we got Andy with 17-7, Washington. Okay, logging.
So, Mike, did you hear mine before you cut off? Your mic is not. We can't hear you.
You're muted. Unmute.
Giants.
Come on.
We got you now.
Okay, he's back on. He's back on.
I didn't hear yours.
Steve, what was mine? Because I've been drinking
So Dev 28-14 Washington, Phil 23-19 Washington, Rod had 27-16 the New York Football Giants, and Daniel Jones is going to go for 422 and 3 touchdowns according to Rodney.
Hell
Who
no.
picked that? Who?
From Waterbury, Connecticut.
You're choosing the Giants to win?
Listen, man, I have to be realistic, Mike. I'm the typical homer.
Judas.
12-4, 12-5 every year, and it blows up in my face.
Hey.
Listen, everyone looking at us. If I say the Giants will win and they do not win, and they lose, I'm a happy man.
No, you're a traitor, bro.
If it goes the other way, I can't be as hurt and angry as I typically am. So maybe I'm hedge betting.
Damn.
I'm myself out, but yeah.
I'm gonna go with Philly's racial slur last name guy but his prediction, but the opposite. You're right, Phil. Phil is the most right. It's gonna be weird, ugly, embarrassing in a lot of ways for both sides of the ball. But I gotta take the G-men by whatever 3 or 4 in like the 22-17, 22-18, 22-19 range. I'll take the 3 for sure, or 3.5, whatever it was. And that's what it is, because that's the most realistic. One of those teams winning by like that. So I'll take the Giants doing it.
Tony,
Tony Shivers, the 24-16.
Stat line prediction, I will take a defensive touchdown from the Giants.
Defensive TD, okay.
The defensive touchdown, the team with the defensive touchdown wins. I think that'll be the Giants.
Okay.
Did y'all watch the SpaceX thing a while ago?
No, I missed it. I was going to watch it. I missed
Hold on,
it.
I got something.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it's a Tesla.
I'm pull up some of the scores right now.
Yep, I'm logging them all down. Hey, just so you know, for everyone in the stream, if you guys predict the score straight up, Rod has a signed Ryan Grant jersey you will get, and we'll try to do more giveaways as the season goes along for all these score predictions. So, hey, Mike, even if you get the score right, I think you can get the jersey too. I don't know. That's up to Rod, but.
Oh, damn. Ryan Grant? Wasn't he a Giant? He was a
Giant. He's also Jay Gruden's son. So
that's the joke. That's why I've never framed that fucking thing, man.
Yo, guys, I want to plug my book.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Goodnight, Canton. It's a children's book about the Hall of Fame, about the NFL Hall of Fame. Any of you guys have kids?
I got 3 boys.
Yeah. That love to read too.
You ever read Goodnight Moon?
Every night. Goodnight Moon, Goodnight Maryland, Goodnight Dump Trucks, Goodnight Forest, Goodnight River, Goodnight Camp, Goodnight Lake. We got them all.
So Goodnight Canton is written in the same way of the rhyme scheme of Goodnight Moon.
Okay.
And I don't think I have a Washington football team player in here.
Oh my goodness! I was gonna buy 2 of them.
Unless is there
we
a
only
Washington?
we only have one of the deepest Hall of Fame rosters in the entire league history. But
Who is a quarterback from Washington?
Sammy Ball.
All right, Sammy Ball.
Sonny Jurgensen.
They're in here. They're both in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
First
All right,
ballot.
so they're in here. This is all 27 of them are right here.
Nice.
Oh.
Hey, when this is over, Mike, you're gonna. I'll DM you on Twitter, but I would love to.
Yeah.
If you can tell me where I can get it, I would.
You know
definitely
what?
love to get that from.
Hold
you
on.
guys.
Let me put it in the. Can I put it in like the chat or something? How do I
So
can
you
comment,
can do
right?
the private chat, and then I could transfer it to the So on the right side of your screen, you see a private chat. You could type it there, and then I could put it in the comments.
Yep. And don't worry,
Yeah,
I'm logging all these scores. Everyone in the stream, don't worry. I'm writing all of them down.
Man, see the last guy we had on here from the Chargers.
Yeah,
He's
the
like a
host.
director, has
Yeah.
movies on Amazon Prime. I'm like, what?
There you go. I put it in the private
Celebrities
chat.
out here.
I think I can also comment myself? Oh no, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's where you get it on the Amazon link. And we're gonna do like a list, and these are in the same way as Goodnight Canton, so like the rhymes and stuff. So it's kind of fun. As Goodnight.
Awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So I just put it on the screen. Everyone who's watching us, and if you're listening on a normal audio podcast, I will put the link inside the description as well. But it's at Amazon.com/DP/B09CYGQD.
I saw it too. I saw it too, bro. I was gonna let it go.
What happened? What I do?
Me and him were there.
Is it like some weird fucking like Wednesday night look another man in his eyes shit? What's up?
Nope.
Pride night's tomorrow night, Rod, not tonight.
What? What are you talking about?
Look at another man's eyes, shit. And I said, it's Friday night tomorrow night.
Fuck off, guys. Steve, what's your prediction?
my
I get
prediction-
Pride Week.
All right, I'm a realist. I picked the Chargers to beat us last week. So honestly, this week I am predicting it's going to be close, just like everybody said, like Mike and like Phil said. But I'm
the score, man.
I'm going to go 23-20 Washington, and it's going to be close. It's going to be one of those. I'm going to go. My pro predictions that Leonard Williams is going to have 2 sacks and Daniel Jones is going to have at least 50 yards. No, I'll say 60 yards rushing, because he tends to always find a way to, everyone's covered and he takes off. And apparently we don't know how to catch him. So
He's fast.
I think it's going to happen. I'll say 60 yards for Daniel Jones, 23-20 Washington, and Leonard Williams will have 2 sacks.
So you're saying we're going to have Apke play spy the entire game?
Potentially. Well,
Because he's the only guy fast enough to catch him.
Yeah.
That sucks. Yes, if he has 60 yards rushing, that will definitely piss me off, but my prediction will be true then, so I'm good with
Tell
that.
everyone to get McKissick. Put McKissick on your fantasy bench, because I don't think Gibson's going to make it through this game either.
Oof.
Ooh, now there's a hot take.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying stuff now.
Yeah. And you're getting some love for the book. There you go. See, bringing you some love. That's awesome. I can't wait to see that. We love
Yes.
the Goodnight books.
And we got the difference between, I know the Goodnight books you're talking about.
Yeah.
Those are the difference is Goodnight Moon. It like rhymes every page.
Yeah.
The Goodnight movies, the books you're talking about, they don't rhyme it. They're just like, oh, hello.
These are just subjects, and they saying goodnight to
Exactly.
everyone in those areas. But Goodnight Moon, I get what you're saying. Yes, it's the
It
mouse
actually
and the
has
house and the
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
It rhymes like that. And we got Cooperstown coming out for baseball season.
Okay, man,
Goodnight
that's
Cooperstown.
awesome.
We're gonna go. Yeah.
Did you actually write yourself? I didn't know Giants fans know how to read and write.
Yes.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
It was tough with the 4 rings on my fingers to write them.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, Andy signing off. It's 2:40 a.m. in the UK, but he appreciates you. Thanks,
Thank you,
Andy.
Peace out,
Much
Andy.
love,
man.
Andy. Much love.
You cunt.
Always love the DC Tweet team.
Damn.
Shout out to Maurice,
Come
Shelly,
on.
and Andy.
C word on it, bro.
Hey, they just started their own YouTube
called
channel, so
me
make sure
that.
you go subscribe.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
That was a proper comment. It was a proper comment about Gibson.
That's right.
So the last one, we give the shout outs, and definitely Mike, I'm gonna give you a shout out from True Blue,
Yeah.
a New York Giants podcast. So I literally I'm going through the directory of New York pods, and yours had not only your Twitter handles, but you seemed pretty interesting. I listened to a couple of episodes, skimmed through it, and I was like, you know what? I think these guys would be pretty cool to vibe with. Sad that Joe couldn't join us, but Mike, you held it down. You've been an awesome guest, so shout out to you. Obviously, shout out to your book. We all are looking forward to purchasing that and reading something to our kids. So definitely, man.
Andy can't go away. Andy can't go away.
Yeah, go away, Andy.
If Joe was here, I wouldn't get nearly as much time to talk. So I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad it was just me talking.
Hey, Mom. What's up, Mom? Hey, first mom to join the stream. Look at that.
Hey,
What's
Mama
up, Mom?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Linda, buy a book for your grandkids.
Yes. There we go.
That's a true salesman right there. Right there.
There you go.
So, Deb, go ahead, brother. Who gets your shout outs this evening, man?
Man, all the people that didn't jump off a cliff from last week's game versus the Chargers. That's about it.
All right.
No more shout outs, man.
Stay positive minded, folks. Phil?
Shout out to the jackass who got me a 30-day Facebook ban
All right.
through our group. And
Tell them it's just your last name. It doesn't really mean anything.
no, trust me. If you'd been there, you'd understood.
I don't bang you for that word, bro.
Yeah.
Ironically,
You don't get 30 days for that word.
you got to say
You
something
get a
against
year.
Pride Week to get banned from Facebook. You can say the other word all you want to. They don't give 2 shits.
That's so
Well, and shout out to everybody who's joined the pod tonight. Got a lot of different people making comments, leaving comments, engaging. Love it.
Steve, you got to shout your
Yep.
mom, man. That's
Yeah,
your
shout
first
out to
one.
Mom. Thanks, Mom, for joining us. I shared this to my Facebook page.
Hey, Miss
Yeah.
Linda.
Hey, I'll give a shout out to a few of the Washington other content creators. Jamal, let Mal tell it. Mike from the Eddie Mike podcast. Boomer.
Ref the
Brandon,
district.
Ref the district.
Absolutely.
Corey, Nathan, George, everybody else. Thank you for chiming in, joining. If I've missed everyone, sorry. A ton of people that joined in. I appreciate you guys, and of course, Mike, man, you're awesome, bro.
Thank you, bro.
It's all love, man. Regardless of who we like, man, it's all love. We're all just fans, and
I got 3 boys too, right there.
Yeah.
Brother.
Same.
Awesome.
What are their ages?
It's 10, 9, 5.
Ooh,
Are they
I'm
all Giants fans
4
as
and
well?
2.
All Giants fans. They're gonna. The best part about them being a Giants fan for tomorrow is that they get to watch the first quarter where there's less pain than watching the full game. They're not allowed to stay up for the whole thing. So maybe they only will watch the intros and maybe the first drive. So it's 0-0 and they go to bed happy.
There you go.
And I'm going to throw out one more shout out because I was going to save it tomorrow, but I don't know if we'll do shout outs tomorrow in the pregame. But shout out to my son, Ben. Tomorrow is his 16th birthday.
Whoa.
Nice.
Oh,
16.
you're gonna have a nice
Yes.
car with a ribbon on it when he wakes up in the morning.
No, he's not going to get any of that shit.
What?
He can pick you up at the bar.
He can,
There you go.
yeah, but here's the thing. Not in Virginia. You have to be 16 and a half to get a license now.
Oh, that's right.
What?
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's still 15 and 8 months for a permit.
Yeah.
Okay, that hasn't changed. since
Out
I-
here in
Really?
Kansas, 14. I could get my daughter a permit tomorrow, but no way.
Oh, you're talking about driving permit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here in
I understand.
Kentucky, if you're in a county area, they can't pull you over if you don't have a license. Like you don't have to have a license in the country, man.
If you're breathing, you're good.
You got farm tags, no license. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not if you don't have farm tags, man, they'll pull you over here.
So, Mike,
They'll
if you
lock
haven't
you up for a
noticed,
joint. They'll lock you up for a joint though.
by the way, Mike, if you haven't noticed, we're spread out. Like Steve,
I have noticed that, yes.
Steve's in the DC area. I'm from the DC area. I live out in rural Virginia now. Dev's in Kentucky, and
I'm in
poor
Kansas.
Rod is out in Kansas right now.
Oh, yeah.
man, you can't
And
get a
then-
gun license at all in New York though, right?
You can't get gun license. I think permits are like 17 years old, but weed is great. You can get weed anywhere.
Nice.
And
I can too, but it ain't legal.
We got that here.
it's all good. And you guys got your guy across the pond. You guys got it all spread out everywhere, man.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Andy brings us the finest tea in the world, man. So it's all good. It's all love.
How long you been out there? Did the whatever you call yourself ever play out in London?
We
did
had
once.
a game there.
4
Overtime,
years
wasn't
ago?
it?
2016.
We
did.
lost to the
Tie
Bengals
game?
because Dustin Hopkins missed a field goal, so we lost in double overtime or tied. Excuse me,
Tied
8-7
them,
and 1 that year. Kirk Cousins was our quarterback. 2017.
And if we had won that game,
Been in the
we would have
playoffs.
been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's just not talk about if you win games who goes to the playoffs. Okay, you guys. All right. Let's
Philly, I
let's
remember
just
that.
end on your.
Philly,
Hey,
let's
so hey,
Let's just
Mike,
end on
I gotta ask you a question though. So is there I'm not gonna say a stereotype, but depending on where you live, surrounding New York, New Jersey metro areas, like whether you are a Jets fan or a Giants fan, is there like a definitive, or it's really just how you're raised, or yeah, I've always wanted to know that. And I've never had an opportunity to ask someone, so here you are.
Yeah, there is. The only thing that falls in that category, what you're asking, I get it, is there's a pocket of Long Island, Queens area that the Jets used to play in Shea Stadium, where the Mets stadium was, and they used to practice all their preseasons and summer camps at Hofstra University, which is also on Long Island.
Yep.
So there's like a huge pocket of that area that are Jets fans. And then when they win in 1969, Joe Namath, that's like the big pocket of that area is Jets. But other than that, it's completely there's no rhyme or reason.
It's like
Okay.
that in Kentucky for Louisville, Kentucky fans. It's like when I was a kid, if you're black, Louisville fan, white, Kentucky fan. I mean, it's crazy. Like that. Like there was never growing up. There was never any like black UK fans ever.
But
now it's different.
Well, the weird thing is, I think what's interesting about that question, without really realizing, is that they play in the same stadium. So,
Right.
like, if you play in a different area, then yeah, there's different fans. Like the Mets play in Queens, the
Yeah.
Yankees play in the Bronx. There you go. It's obvious that you have, but they play in the same stadium. So it's like, how
Right.
do you differentiate where?
Yeah,
you
that's
are?
what I've always wanted to know. It's just
Fan, yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah. The only thing that differentiates is the preseason. So Giants used to be up in Albany. So you have a big contingent of Giant fans, like more upstate New York. and you have these Jets pocket in like the Queens, Long Island area.
Yeah, man. So, Mike, we haven't given you a chance to give your shout out as well, man. So, is there anyone you want to show some love to before we wind down this pod, brother?
Dude, shout out all Giants Twitter. There's gonna be some suicides probably late Thursday night of some sort.
Code red.
If we don't, and if not, there'll be some babies being born 9 months from now if we win.
All right.
So that will be a very exciting evening. You guys sit on Twitter all night long. I can't get off of it, even when it's my teams, because I'm just like it's almost like a train wreck, but it's fun. And I watch it. I drop in every now and then, but sometimes I can't. I'm not even quick enough to get my jokes in or my stuff in quick enough before the next thing happens.
That happens, absolutely, man. Same way. Redskins Twitter, Washington football team Twitter it's crazy. We're like a drunken family that stabs each other in the back and shoots each other in the face daily. We had some dude that was purporting that his wife died and asking for money last week, and I did a little bit of research on him and found out that he's using a chick's pictures who legitimately did die, unfortunately.
Couple 9 years ago.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. Like, and it was weird because he was hitting up all of the podcasters, a lot of the podcasters, and we just recently had raised some money for the hog farmers, who have like pediatric children's cancer charity, and really tried to like tug at our heartstrings, and I was like,
Yo, that's messed up. I gotta retweet that. I gotta quote tweet that. That's hysterical.
Dude, it was nuts. Like legit.
That's hysterical.
You see my account, WFAddicts. Like I had tweeted it a couple of days ago. I'm like, Merle, like this lady legitimately died a couple of years ago, and like whoever you are, like you're a scumbag, and like you need to stop. And
that's why
he got a bunch of people though before we got the word out.
Yeah,
he got a bunch of people.
No way.
Dude, that's Washington fucking Twitter, man. Like that's what we do.
The only thing I've had equivalent to that is people like this young girl who ran a $100 box pool and then pretended that the money got stolen, before the game. But other than that,
we love each other though. It's weird, man. Like, dude, we will bend over backwards and try to help someone out as a community. Like it's inspiring to see at times, but like you always have to be on the lookout when someone is mourning their dead wife, and then the next retweet is like, yeah, we're gonna kick, the Chargers ass. And you're like, what are you talking about? And then like, yeah, inbox me, hey, would you like to donate money? Nah, bro, I don't do that. So, but yeah, this was fun, man.
Shady motherfucking WTFs.
Yeah.
WFTs.
Absolutely.
WTF is exactly it.
Shout out to Redskins Hub. Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate you.
Now, Mike, I am going to offer you the opportunity if you do want to come back for a post-game pod. We won't do it Thursday night because it's obviously going to be too late. But if you're available maybe Friday or Saturday, I'll hit you up on Twitter. And
let's do it.
Love you, man. Win or lose, hopefully we win.
Yeah.
But, I would love to get your feedback after the game as well and kind of see where you think you're moving forward.
Let's do it. Let's see where our predictions are.
And I'm going to talk shit to you on Twitter during the game, just like I did the Chargers guy.
Yes.
Same crowd when you lose.
Please do.
I think we're all following Mike now, so.
Please do.
We would definitely talk shit, man. But, hey, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Pod 85 for the Washington Football Addicts, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And as always,
go follow Mike at Team Vivalo, Vivalo, all one word. Give him a follow on Twitter.
Thanks, guys.
Man. Y'all be good. Peace.
Peace.
Go Rod, go Steve, go